I'd like to thank everybody for sitting exactly where they need to be. Go ahead and show me number 3. What are you writing with today? High in the air. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, go ahead and put it down. If you were here yesterday, which the majority of you were, you took an assessment. There are new grades out in the hallway. When we have work time today, I will call you back and we will look at your assessment. We'll look at your test. Overall, what you guys wrote, the content-wise, the ideas was spot on. Exactly what I was looking for. Sometimes, though, our words and how we were responding to it was not concise, and so we need to make sure we're practicing throwing back the questions. So some of you will actually rewrite some of your answers, even if they were correct, because we need to get in that habit of throwing back the question, of properly introducing what you're writing about, not necessarily just saying it and they. This class, a lot of you did have homework. So when I say go, if you had homework and you did not turn in yesterday, you'll come up and you'll put it into the black bin. Before I do that, though, I just want to see show of hands who was gone yesterday and did not take the test. High in the air. Okay. If you need to come turn in your homework, go ahead and do that now. Thank you. No, it'll take like 15 minutes. I said didn't do it. Don't do it. No. Don't start it yet. Don't flip it over. Don't flip it over yet, okay? Okay, you see, you get to me for the end of the day. Your warm-up question for today is actually to deal with what you read about yesterday in your homework, is what is happening in Berlin? What are they doing and why is it happening? Why are we watching a documentary called 5 Broken Cameras? So you know what to do when you're done.
When are we starting this documentary?
Tomorrow. Excellent. So we're going to be looking at, especially with the documentary, you're going to see how the issues, some of the current issues we've been studying, whether or not it's, does apartheid exist in Palestine and Israel, the cycle of violence, the standard of living. You're going to see this, how you're going to watch the documentary from the perspective or the point of view of Fatah on these issues. So one of the things I really stressed at the beginning of this documentary, which we're going to start tomorrow, is that it is biased, and it is trying to make the Fatah and Hamas look good while making the Zionists look bad, which doesn't necessarily mean that we shouldn't watch it, but it's important to understand that they're trying to convince you, they're trying to be persuasive. So what is the documentary about? What is happening in Berlin? 1, 2, 1.
Berlin is slowly being colonized by Israel.
2.
Berlin is slowly being conquered by Israel's military.
3.
Non-violent protests are happening in Berlin.
Berlin. So I'm going to actually take all 3 of your answers. I'm going to paraphrase it, and I'm going to kind of put it in my own words. So if you look back here, here's a satellite picture and map of where the documentary takes place. On the right side, you have the Palestinians, which are going to be blue. You have the Palestinian village of Berlin. And how the people in Berlin feed their family and then supplement their income and try to raise their standard of living is they take care of olive trees. And so all of their olive trees are all right here. What happened, as marked by the red, there's this Israeli settlement that got started. And when they built the Israeli settlement, they decided that they needed to build a wall to stop the cycle of violence. And the wall originally went...
And cut off the trees.
Yes, went off and cut off the Palestinians so they couldn't get to some of their trees. And so what the documentary is about is, as Darius said, and Darius, I want you to repeat it, please.
Non-violent protests.
So, so the documentary follows the villagers as they're trying to get the wall that's from right here and trying to push it back. Well, they don't want the wall at all, but if there's going to be a wall, they don't want the wall to cut them off for their olive trees. And so we'll follow this family over a series of years, and it's called 5 Broken Cameras because while they're mostly nonviolent, sometimes a response to that nonviolence and the peaceful protest, you'll see the cycle of violence as it goes through. And so there are cameras that are being broken. Antonio.
Why don't they just build a wall on the green line?
That's where Berlin, the people, the Palestinians, that's where they're saying that they should build it. So they said, look, you don't have to build it right there. Build it on this new green line, and you'll still get to have your settlement, but we'll have access to our olive trees. And so what we watch in the documentary is how this all takes place. What I want you to do is warm up, folders put away. I'm passing out some sheets. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I sign my test?
No. Every person needs one of those.
Come get them.
There's 2 pieces of paper in front of you. There's one that says name, block, and teacher, and it looks like this. Go ahead and put your name, block, and teacher on it. No. Use this one. Oh, no, it's okay. I'll grab it. Okay. As you look up here, it says name, block, and teacher. And as you turn it, there are a total of 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those points show exactly what's on the back, but I had to go get a black and white political map, which shows the roads and boundaries, so it's easier to see and understand. If you take it and flip it over, for each point on the other side, there is a section, and it matches up. So number 1 is what is Berlin and who lives here, all the way through number 5 is who is protesting and why are they protesting. That other sheet of paper that you have that looks like this, the one that says class copy. Taha, what document is that?
A.
So document A is going to be the paper. And then document B is going to be the radio clip. So while we listen to this clip, and as the person is talking and setting up for not only a documentary, but also, oh man, it's right there. Oh no, dang it. My third block stole it. Anyways, it's okay. Untrustworthy people. Eventually, towards the end of the class, when you write and figure out the answers there, if you're getting it from the paper and you want to mark it from document A, it's there. If you're getting it from what we're about to listen to, go ahead and mark it with the radio clip from there. What I would do if I was listening to this is obviously we can't talk because not only do we have to think, we also have to listen to what the person's saying. I would write notes off to the side of what they're talking about. The radio clip is 5 minutes long, as I've said before. It's going to focus primarily on 3, 4, and 5. Why did they build the security fence? They're going to hear about people that like it, people who go against it, going back to the learning target with perspectives. Then they're going to talk about farmland, of how they're trying to protect their olive trees, and then the cycle of violence. So I would write my notes on the outside. You'll know that the notes on the outside will be from document B. Any general questions before we start? Dejan? So this first part, there is a quick ad. We'll be okay. It is not inappropriate. Thank you for asking, though.
I bet it's a campaign for Donald Trump.
You like it. Download the NPR One app, the new way to experience public radio.
Okay, you're looking at the sheet. You're not looking up here.
Secretary of State John Kerry visits Jerusalem and Ramallah beginning tomorrow in his effort to get Palestinians and Israelis to reopen peace talks. But even if political leaders come together, ordinary Israelis and Palestinians are more separate than ever. In part, that's because of the Israeli-built barrier, mostly fence and barbed wire, sometimes a wall, that is now newly constructed. NPR's Emily Harris reports on the shadow of that barrier.
So they're going to be describing number 3 here. So writing to the side.
Israeli Army Captain Barak Araz climbed a metal staircase to the top of a section of the barrier that is a high concrete wall.
So right now we're basically standing in the area that is between the village of Bil'in and the Israeli...
Passed through the barrier, separating the two sides several times during his visit here. Emily Harris, NPR News, Jerusalem.
So why don't you just take 30 seconds, a minute, share with the people at your table. What are some of the things that you wrote down? What did you connect them to? You shouldn't be answering those questions yet. I said right on the side. I said several times. So don't erase. No, we can't. It's okay. Don't erase anything. Go ahead and just share out. Make sure you guys have everything, but make your notes to the side.
Hey, Casper, the wall that separates the wall.
What's up?
Or you could come here.
What's up? Say your question.
All right, so My question?
Mhm.
Oh, so if this fence, so they push the fence back
Yes.
just so they can create a wall.
They push the fence. Well, this radio show comes out, right? This came out within the last year. The documentary came out in 2012. So you kind of know a little bit how it ends.
Oh, okay.
So they are successful in pushing it back. But that's not what we really care about. What we care about is the struggle of doing it.
Oh, like the things they had to do to
Get that?
For number 3, I put that it's made of barbed wire.
Yes, and at times it's concrete
Oh.
too. Okay. Dejan, what was something you had?
I said, for number 5, there is no bonding and there's peaceful protests.
Yes, and so the guy was making it.
Palestinians are protesting.
Palestinians protesting. The Palestinians, according to that guy, are stopping the cycle of violence because they're not responding. That's what he's saying. He's trying to make himself look good,
He said he penetrated the wall.
which means that he crossed through it. And you'll see kids go through it, and they'll like literally be yanking on the wall when it's like a fence.
Lily be yanking on the wall.
Some parts, if it's really close, so sometimes the wall will go through a city. It'll be really, really tall. Sometimes it's just a bunch of chain link fences, and they have a road next to it. And they have Army patrol it.
I don't live there.
Please be quiet. That's fine. What I want you guys to do is this for me. You have probably about 10, 15 minutes left of class. You are going to read through this. As a group, you can go through and use this in your notes from the radio, so documents A and B, to answer these questions. I expect you to throw them back. I expect if you use text evidence that you have quotes around it if you're stealing phrases. That is your goal. If we do not get done by the time the class ends, then we will have homework and you will take it home. The 2 exceptions are this. Kaylee and Vicky, you can go ahead and set that aside and you guys can work on your test. That they took yesterday?
That they haven't taken.
That they haven't taken? Okay, you can take the test again. And I'll take away your 3. You were here yesterday. Yeah. I'm gonna talk to people right now about their grades. Would you like to be first?
I would like to be first.
Okay, excellent. What? So, good news is you got the score, okay? So you got the highest grade possible. What I want to make sure that we're doing, though, is we need more focus in your writing. So if you look, you started off with because, yes, because. But you got to tell me, what are you talking about, because? So this is where you need to say, after World War II, Jews had no more place to live, and blah, 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 blah. There is 2 different kinds of religion, which makes it more complicated. I don't know what it is, because you need to go through and you need to tell me that. So just like we do with our warm-ups, where I ask you a question, you got to make sure that you're stealing part of it. It makes your writing more focused. Mm-hmm. So your ideas are there, it's just getting the habits of doing that. So, any questions? All right, thank you.